Justice with Judge Mablean will be life because in everything we do, it involves the law. Where's your witness?
In the evidence.
That's hearsay.
It's notarized.
I still say it's hearsay.
She's fair.
You gotta help these young men learn how to do this the right way.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's firm.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
No, I don't
Okay.
need to say anything else.
She's honest.
I'm not your child and I'm not your friend. That's the order of the court. Goodbye.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean.
All rise. Both parties, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
Thank you, Will. Audience, you may be seated. Thank you. This is the matter of Kevin Blaine versus Robert Miles. And Mr. Blaine, you're suing the funeral home director for $5,000 for your dad's luxury watch.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What had happened was,
What had happened was,
on Sunday, my dad, 9 months ago, had a heart attack and passed away unexpectedly, unfortunately.
sorry to hear that.
Now.
My condolences.
I appreciate it. So on Wednesday, we went to go reach out to Mr. Miles for his services. I've never been in this situation before. I don't know what to do. So we reach out to him. We talk to him about what we're going to do. We plan out all these things. We talk about the photos that are going to be shown. We talk about what times I need to get my relatives in, my dad's friends. And then one issue that was mentioned that we agreed we would circle back to was that of this watch. My dad, I know he would have wanted to be wearing it during the showing. Now, when it came time for him to actually be put in the ground, we agreed we would circle back to the issue of whether or not he was going to be buried with it. We were not given that option as the family because he decided to go ahead and bypass us and bury my father with the watch. That was supposed to be a family heirloom.
Stop lying.
No, ma'am.
You are, because you talk about you weren't given an opportunity. You were. You were given an opportunity. You were given an opportunity before he was buried. You were given an opportunity. All during the funeral, you knew the watch was on him. You were given an opportunity. The night of the wake, you were given an opportunity. Didn't you have a viewing?
Yes, Your Honor.
When they got ready to close the casket, before they closed it, you had an opportunity. You just never took advantage of it. Now, according to the brief you all filed here, you said your mother was inconsolable. You and your sister had a disagreement over whether he should be buried with it at first or whether he shouldn't. She wanted it, you didn't want it. So you all compromised and said that you would decide later.
Yes, Your Honor.
During the planning, you didn't make a decision. You said you decide later. What happened?
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Robert Miles. I am the representative from Miles & Sons Funeral Home. Mr. Blaine came to have our services help him with taking care of his father. We discussed a number of issues that needs to be discussed for this occasion. And one of the issues that did come up, yes, was about his father's watch. It was something that he was very proud of. There was a little conflict because his sister thought it maybe should be left with his father to be buried with. He thought it maybe should be given to the family to have as an heirloom to pass down to generations, okay? His father purchased it, was not handed down prior to that, okay?
And obviously your father didn't have a will.
He did not, Your Honor.
And he didn't have a trust.
No, Your Honor.
And he hadn't written anything and any instructions about what should happen to his watch.
No, Your Honor.
He died suddenly, unexpectedly?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's what happens. Let this be a lesson to everybody. You can't blame the funeral parlor because the family is at odds and can't make a decision during that time. Go on, Mr. Miles.
Okay. We had discussed this issue, and because he was not sure of it, how he's going to deal with it with his sister, because they also had previously been kind of having a little dispute about the fact that the price was considered
Yeah, they had dispute
exorbitant.
over a lot of things because that's what happens when you haven't made plans.
But, Your Honor, we had a verbal agreement to circle back to this. I do agree with that.
He said that. You said you'd circle back.
Yeah.
But
okay.
then he says, but you did it without giving them a chance to circle back. And that's not true. Why do you say he did it without giving you a chance?
Your Honor, we approached Mr. Miles here because this is his job to be able to
No. You
coordinate.
answered my question. I know what his job is. I've done many funerals, unfortunately, more than I would like to. And I know what his job is. You answered my question. Why do you say you didn't have a chance to circle back?
We weren't given the opportunity.
Why?
I was coordinating with my family who was grieving. I was trying to console my mother who was inconsolable.
I got all that. But
Yes,
you
Your
said
Honor.
you didn't have a chance to circle back.
On Saturday morning, we were not given a chance. He never came up to us. I'm sorry. I know I should have probably also come up to him.
That's the chance.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
There's that moment before that casket is closed to do whatever you want to do. And you missed that moment.
Your Honor, I wasn't presented with that moment.
Yes, you were.
And later,
I missed my bird. I wanted to get my bird back, and I saw these pictures on social media about her parading around with my bird, saying it was her bird, but it is my bird.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Kevin Blaine, who is suing Robert Miles for negligence.
That's what the plans are made for. With all due respect, we hire him just like when you go swimming in the ocean, right? You have a lifeguard there because they're there to save you. You're not supposed to swim super far, but sometimes it happens and you need saving. In that moment, I needed saving. I needed someone to just ask me a simple question, and he failed to just ask me a simple question of whether or not my dad is going to get buried with the watch. That was a discussion we'd had before.
No,
that
the
we
discussion
agreed to.
was we'd circle back.
Yes, Your Honor. There was
You
no,
didn't circle back. You nor the sister nor the mother.
nor did Mr. Miles.
Did you go back to him and say what you wanted?
We agreed at the time that we would circle back together as a team, as a unit. We would all come back together and we would discuss
He
what
can't
had
come
happened.
back to you till you go back to him. He doesn't live with you. What happened, Mr. He said he was grieving. That's why he didn't come back to you. Why didn't you go ask him?
Okay, in my 25 years of experience handling these type of affairs, there's never been any other precedent than if the family wanted something, whether it be an article of clothing, a piece of jewelry, or et cetera, the family would express those wishes prior to even the service
Prior
beginning,
to,
okay?
and definitely prior to closing that casket, when you say this is the last viewing.
And he never expressed anything different. So I have a lot of responsibilities. There's a lot of moving pieces at a funeral that the funeral director is responsible for. So I had to take care of getting his father moved from the funeral home to the church.
I know exactly what
Okay,
you have to
I'm
do.
sorry.
Okay, and everybody else in here probably knows. The way the funerals usually work is if you have a last viewing, usually a family member is designated to take whatever off the decedent that they don't want to go down into the ground or into the mausoleum with the decedent. There's that moment before that casket is closed to do whatever you want to do. And you missed that moment.
Your Honor, I wasn't presented with that moment.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. You forgot. You try to blame him because he didn't come over to you and say, do you want to do it? That's rude on the part. Once that casket is closed, you have to let them know whether to close it and when to close it. And I'm sorry that you missed that moment grieving, but you missed that moment. You were given that moment.
Yes, Your Honor.
You forgot. And you just got to accept it.
I did forget, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
But
I read that the funeral director offered, when you brought it to his attention, to exhume the body, to bring it up, open the casket, and give it to you. And you said no.
Without no charge, Your Honor.
And at no charge.
Your Honor, I was presented with that option after the
My
fact.
point, do you want the watch or not? If you wanted the watch to keep it, he gave you an opportunity to keep it and to get it.
I did want that watch, Your Honor. I did want that watch. But as soon as my dad is dead, buried in the ground, I believe that you should let the dead lie. You should let them rest.
Okay, then you let him rest. Then you didn't want that watch to keep forever. Then you didn't want it. Your dad doesn't know. He offered to right what you said was his wrong. There was no other way for him to right it but to bring him back up, open the casket, and allow you to have it. You didn't want that either. You want $5,000. And
Yes, Your
where's the
Honor.
proof that that's what he paid for the watch? And where's the proof that that's what's the value of the watch?
I have evidence right here of the watch and what it costs, if I may present it, Your Honor.
And once he put it on his wrist, it wasn't worth that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need it. I don't need it. Because your claim is money is not the issue.
No, Your Honor, it's not about the money.
Okay, then if it's not about the money, go get the watch.
It's about the sentimentality, but I don't believe that it's right to...
Hey, we're at a point at a crossroads in life. You got two choices here. Get the watch, by exclamation. Don't get the watch. That's the two choices you have.
I extend my condolences again to the family. I'm sorry.
You can't, look, these times, like he said, emotional. And he's still emotional now, but that's what happens. And when you have to make decisions based upon emotions, they don't always get made well. That's why I caution everyone again, listen to me. Make these decisions when your head is clear. People don't want to talk about death, but it's going to happen. And we need to prepare for it. And we need to prepare when our heads are clear. So this is still an emotional decision, but it's a decision you're going to have to make.
No, Your Honor, I do not want to dig up my dead father.
You sure?
I'm positive.
And what are the consequences of that decision?
From what I'm gathering, the consequences of that are that the watch is lost.
No, it's not lost. It's in the casket with your dad.
Well, it's lost to me.
Yes. And you're prepared to live with that.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Judgment for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
But my offer stands about if you change your mind, I'll leave it open for a while so you can have time to think it over.
I'm not going to change my mind.
Coming up,
What makes you think it's your bird now, Miss Colson?
Let's look at the health and the happiness of this bird.
I can't look at the health and happiness of the bird because you didn't bring it to me.
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
In the matter of Sherry Burden versus Jackie Colson, Ms. Burden, you are suing her for $2,700 and you're alleging that she has stolen your parrot.
That is correct.
And Ms. Colson, you said, nope, it was a gift and I don't owe her anything, right?
That's exactly right, Judge.
Well, now let's see what Judge Mablean has to say after I hear from Ms. Burden first.
Thank you, Your Honor. I bought this bird about 5 years ago, and I paid $2,700 for that bird. That bird's name is Rio. It's very close to my heart. It is like my companion that I care more than anything. And I knew my friend over here, she and I were part of a book club. And in this book club, we talked about all sorts of novels. A lot had to do with birds. And I knew that she was friends with birds. Under my great horror, about a year ago, I had a concussion. And in this concussion, the doctor predicted that it was going to be 4 months until I went ahead and got myself better. And I so missed my bird that I wanted to get my bird back. And I saw these pictures on social media about her parading around with my bird, saying it was her bird. But it is my bird that I had for 5 years. It's like a part of my family. And I'm so heartsick because it helps me overcome my condition after having a stroke.
I'm glad to see that you're here. And how did she get possession of your bird?
So when I had this concussion, I texted her asking her if she would be able to help me out for a while and just take care of my bird. Now,
Right.
the key word is take care of. It does not say give, hold, forever, and so on and so forth. And I've got that in here that goes ahead and shows
Okay.
that to me.
All right, let me see that. But now she won't give you back your bird?
No, she won't give it back. She says it's her bird.
Coming up,
Birds need to be bonded with the person who
Well,
looks.
so he was bonded with her until she got sick, and so now that you've bonded with the bird, you think you're supposed to keep it?
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Sherry Burden, who is suing Jackie Colson for property theft.
What makes you think it's your bird now, Miss Colson?
This bird was obviously in distress when Sherry had to give it over to me to be looked after, and I did. I took full responsibility of this bird, And it's been over 8 months now that this bird has been part of my family. I've fed it, I've built special aviaries so it could fly around. And it's very close to me. Birds bond with their person who looks after them. And this bird, as you know, it's a very beautiful bird. And it's part of my family now. She gave it to me to look after, and I did. I covered all the expenses for this bird, including a vet bill because the bird injured its wing. And I didn't hear from Sherry
Excuse me,
for
Your
a
Honor.
long time.
Hold on. You didn't hear from her for a long time.
No, well, I didn't hear from her when she was in recovery of 4 months.
How much did you pay for the medical bill for the bird?
It was $1,000, $1,000
$1,000. Okay. Were you aware that the bird was injured?
No,
She never told you the bird had been injured?
She mentioned something, but she didn't request that I pay the money. I just figured she was doing it as being responsible for watching my bird in my absence.
My point is,
Right.
you didn't pay her to care for the bird. The bird was injured. That's your responsibility at the least, is to pay for the bird. But how have you all of a sudden decided that this is your bird and she doesn't want it back?
I've become very attached to this bird. Birds are creatures that need to be bonded with the person who looks after them.
So he was bonded with her until she got sick, and so now that you've bonded with the bird, you think you're supposed to keep it?
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
So where's the bird now?
Let's look at the health and the happiness of this bird.
I can't look at the health and happiness of the bird because you didn't bring it to me. And you didn't give me any indication from any medical person that this bird would be unhappy if he were in her care. I'm sorry you got attached. And perhaps when she gets the bird back, she may feel at this point in my life, what's going on with me, I don't want to be bothered with this noise and that bird making all that noise and give it back to you. But it's hers, and you just can't confiscate it because you liked it and enjoy it. So judgment for the plaintiff, defendant is ordered to return Rio to the plaintiff immediately.
Ooh.
Yeah, immediately, because if I give you 5 days, you're gonna say the bird is sick or something's wrong. If I give you another month, you're gonna have another excuse. So let's take it off your hands immediately, and you can become detached from her, except when you go visit her. So because if she lets you keep him again, you're gonna think it's yours. Judgment for the plaintiff. Plaintiff shall reimburse the defendant the $1,000 bill for the medical expense for caring for the bird. Defendant ordered to return the bird to the plaintiff within 24 hours. So be it.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled. The plaintiff has been ordered to pay $1,000. The defendant has been ordered to return the bird immediately.
I hope you provide a little therapy for this bird. It's not going to be a happy bird.
I want to allow you, if you want to come and visit, it's really okay that you come and spend some time.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.